Hey everyone, today we will be ranking classic Sonic the Hedgehog games worst to best, or more accurately, my least favorite classic Sonic game to my favorite. Now, all this is going to be my opinion and my opinion alone, so if you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments. Don't just just be nice about it though. And be nice to anyone else in the comments that disagrees with you. Anyways, let's begin. So, starting at number 10, um, Sonic 4 Episode 1. Do I really need to say anything about it? Yeah, this one's just not very fun. It's not that it's necessarily bad, it's just really not good. What it is basically, yeah, it's okay, but it's not any better than that. It's basically just a really watered down experience of the classic 2D formula, and really it doesn't offer much more than that. Yeah, it offers a few unique gimmicks and twists, but beyond that, it's just a watered down version of the classic 2D formula, and it's not a lot of fun. But there is some enjoyment to be had, although really not much. Let's move on to number 9, Sonic CD. Now, this one is a huge step up. Now, this one I actually do like, and I would say that the exploration aspect, the focus on all these different time travel things, does make it a bit overcomplicated, and the stage design is a little too open, in my opinion. But honestly, yeah, it is kind of fun getting to all these different generators and metal sonic holograms to create the good future. But the special stages, not so much. I mean, they're fine, but the last three are way too hard for seemingly no reason. I don't know what it is. Overall, it is a good game, and I would recommend it. Next, Sonic 4 Episode 2. Another huge step up from Episode 1. This one actually has you playing as both Sonic and Tails. And it's pretty neat. You get three unique abilities. You get a swimming ability, you get a flying ability, and you get an enhanced spin dash that breaks through more stuff, which I think is a lot of fun. And this game has some really cool special stages. Basically, they're the Sonic 2 special stages, but instead of being a hindrance, Tails actually helps you this time around. So, it's a good game, and again, I would recommend this one. It's definitely a step up from the original, and it's a lot of fun to be had. But what's next on the list? Well, Sonic Blast for the Game Gear. Now, I won't pretend that this one is particularly good, but I did have a decent bit of fun with it. It's definitely not bad, and it's kind of interesting. The special stages are a little crap, but aside from that, the game itself is it has it's a puzzle platformer kind of thing. Like the fourth level in particular seems really puzzle like for some reason. You have to make some specific jumps, but once you do, it does feel satisfying to get it figured out. So I will give it that. The fourth zone seems really hard and might seem unfair at first, but no, and it's underwater, but you can pick up air by just going into a tube, so it's really not that bad. As for the rest of the game, it's actually a good bit of fun for me personally, but this game gets a reputation. I definitely wouldn't call this game bad. It's just kind of somewhere in the middle, but I definitely had a lot of fun with it, and I would recommend you check this one out. Up to number 6, Sonic 1 for the Game Gear. Now, I would recommend the Master System version, as you do get a higher screen and less screen crunch, but I played this one, and honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. It's a nice twist on the original. It's its own unique game. And honestly, there's quite a decent bit of fun to be had. The Chaos Emeralds are scattered in the acts themselves rather than being in the special stages, so just do a little bit of exploring and you can find the Chaos Emeralds all on your own. It's really that easy. It's pretty fun, too. And anyway, yeah, no special stages to speak of, except at the end, if you have 50 rings, you go into this special bonus stage where you can rack up continues and extra lives. Overall, I find the design and the feel of this one quite satisfying. I think it's really underrated. Next up, number 5, Sonic 2. Now, finally, we're getting to one that a lot of people have actually played. I do like this one. It's like really good. And it was actually the first Sonic game I ever played, so I might be a little biased putting it on this high on the list above these other games. Well, not really, because the other games aren't really as good as this one or as well known. Honestly, Sonic 2 is like I mentioned, the special stages with Tails are pretty bad. But honestly, the rest of the game is like really visually pleasing to look at, and it's honestly a lot of opportunities to go fast. You have these interesting zones, these beautiful aesthetics, and you have a really epic final boss. I mean, this game has it all. Now, up to number 4, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, you get to play as Knuckles. Now, yeah, well, Knuckles' campaign is a little shorter, and he goes through the stages a little differently, but he still has his own unique take on the gameplay. It's still fun. And there are some Blue Sphere special stages. I don't particularly care for them, but the rest of the game, it's awesome. There's these huge, like, open areas similar to the first game, less linear than the second game, a whole bunch of places for you to go fast, and even when you're not going fast, it's fun to just look around. And the game also looks really nice, just like Sonic 2. And do I will be rating this game as a complete package, since every re-release of it has been like that, and that's how it was originally meant to be. And honestly, I think it makes a really good package, but one thing that drags it down for me is it's a little bit too long, in my opinion. No, it could have been shorter, but for what it is, it's a good game, so I don't mind spending a few extra minutes in it. Anyway, the original. Honestly, I love this one. It's just epic. Like, you can't beat the original. This is the first game in the entire series, and honestly, it has this unbeatable charm. It may not have aged the best, but it's definitely a good game. It's definitely worth your time if you haven't played it. Now the special stages are simple, relaxing, rotating mazes with this nice waltzy background music, like lullaby like music that's calm and zen like, and like, but the rest of the game itself, you can go fast and explore, and there are some alternate paths, plenty of alternate paths in the game. Even in Labyrinth Zone, there are a good few alternate paths to take. And honestly, this game is really good. It revolutionized the platformer genre. It's the first in a long running series of video games, and honestly, I would definitely play this one if I were you. It's a great game. Next up, number 2, Sonic Mania. Take everything positive I said about the other 2D Sonic games, and you have Sonic Mania. And honestly, this one is great too. Not it's it's shorter than Sonic 3, but it's still a decent length, and it has a good variety of content. Most of it is from older games, but it also has its own unique content and its own unique zones. And honestly, just like the other 2D Sonic games, this game also looks great, and it has these excellent special stages. Kind of like the Sonic CD special stages, mixed with the Blue Sphere special stages, and they're really great. And you get a timer, you get rings, chase after the Chaos Emerald, and honestly, yeah, that's a lot of fun. But in the main game itself, yeah, there's a lot of exploration, there's a lot of going fast, all the best aspects from Sonic CD, Sonic 3, Sonic 2, and Sonic 1. Yeah, it's a really great game and a lot of fun. And there's one more recent game that I just recently went to a few hours ago, and I think it's actually really good. And I would say that Sonic Superstars is actually the best 2D Sonic game. Now, this might be a bit of a hot take because this game wasn't received the best, but I honestly do think it is a great game. It's a good return to form for the classic 2D formula, and honestly, I think people should give this game more credit. It may not be super well, may not be the best objectively speaking, but it's definitely got a good amount of content packed into it. It's got a new character, an extra story, and honestly, if it has an interesting new character, Trip the Sun Geezer. Honestly, playing as Trip is not the best, especially Trip's super form, but honestly, you should check out this game. If you enjoyed Sonic Mania, you'll love this one. Anyway, that's my classic Sonic ranking worst to best. Anyway, stay safe and stay awesome.